Hello, love.
Oh, okay. Hey, braids.
Ooh, and I like that too. This little number.
Just giving a little clavicle.
Just a little
clavicle.
you know.
Just a little something. Just a little taste.
Yes.
Yeah. How you doing?
Well, hello, Jarrell.
Yeah. Hey, Jarrell.
And he didn't know. We surprised him.
No idea.
I was like, how is this gonna work out?
My God, excuse me.
Wash your legs, wash your hands, wash your hands.
Right, exactly.
I was literally just finishing watching Serena Williams play, and now I'm like in his Michelle Williams. I'm just like,
Done.
God is good. Okay,
Right.
Oh my God. Hey communities, it's Michelle Williams and I'm checking in with your aunties from Minority Report. We gotta see what's brewing.
Michelle Williams checks in.
truffle and lemon pepper wings.
And Curiosity with Michelle Williams. So get your cups ready for Minority Report. Hey, welcome to Minority Report. It's Auntie Carell.
It's Auntie Dwan.
And it's Auntie Jarrell.
Oh, y'all. Y'all know, if you're watching the YouTube, you already seen her. But if you listen to the audio right now and you didn't see the title of the episode, hey, first, we surprised Jarrell with this guest. He didn't even know until he hopped on. We done kept this under wraps for like a good month.
This is one of the hardest secrets that we've had to keep.
1,000%.
Let me tell you, I'm glad y'all didn't say nothing because all the summer would have been a mess. I'm like, what time is it? I am ready. I would have got no work done. They would have been like, sir, we're gonna have to give you your 2-week notice. You out the door. Cause I would have just been waiting.
So we gotta give you the proper welcome. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Community. We got the Grammy Award winning, the singer, the author, the actress, the mental health advocate, the entrepreneur, the designer, the television host, the fixer of all choirs, by the way, the butterfly, the rock hopper, and a member literally of, in my book, the most successful group of all time. But, you know, whatever group y'all listen to, I don't know. But who I was listening to, Michelle Williams, y'all.
What's up, aunties? What is the tea today?
Oh, my Lord, you the tea.
You are the tea. You are the
Jarrell, and yes, I knew as well that it was a surprise. So they were like, we got, I mean, even with the timing of it all, I'm on the East Coast in Atlanta. So it was like, we got to do this. And it got to be at 5:30 because he's on the West Coast. I know all your business.
I don't even know how this is like. Y'all, let me tell y'all, I'm in orbit right now. That's how high I am, okay?
Period. Period. And it's funny, it's one of those things because like over the years, like I've always like commented here and there, like via the Minority Report site with Michelle, because she be posting awesome stuff. And then, you know, I'd be like, oh, hey girl, what's up? You know, and she be starting to comment back. And I'm like, okay, she commenting. Like, she kind of see us.
Listen, I call myself lurking, and then before you know, I'm commenting. It's something about engaging with people.
Yeah.
And when people show you love, I don't care who you are, if you can, every now and then in your own way, if you happen to be on your socials and you see a comment, someone's encouraging you, or when somebody says, Michelle, your music has saved my life, your book or something, I gotta say, wow, I love you. Thank you for letting me know, or just something. It's just, it's just nice to be nice, you know? And so just like I say, y'all are like vessels of light out here.
Wow.
I'm trying to even figure out maybe something y'all posted or something went viral, but I'm following y'all. I'm just, and I love funny people. I love positive people, and so I'm just glad that we have met. I don't know. Y'all got to do something in person, which I know would be absolutely fabulous.
It's been 3 years in the making. We didn't have a pandemic. We didn't have 14,000 pandemics keeping us apart. We didn't have cross-country moves and everything, but
so true.
We'll make it work.
Wow. And Dewan, I'm looking at your decor, and I'm moving soon, and I'm like, ooh.
She'll hook you up.
Come on over.
Folks be so nosy. Why are people nosy when you get online? We be like, is that a Peloton?
It is a clothes hanger. That's what it is. Let me be honest, okay? I be drying my clothes with her. My clothes right more than me.
She was pumped to get that in the house.
She sure was.
To get it in the house. She was
I'm like, ooh, and Cabral, it's like, is that one of the paintings from the Cosby Show? Remember back in the day?
I wish it was.
Paintings.
And I feel bad. I forget the gentleman's name that made this, but like it's been going like viral on Instagram, and I kept seeing it, and I was like, I love that. And like it says Queen, and it's the oh god, now see, I should have been prepared.
I love it too. I won't put you on the spot. You can DM me later. Who it is?
It's the little girl. It's a representation of that little girl that first went to
integrated school.
Yeah.
Integrated school. So I was like, I like that. So so I need to hang it. It's been kind of chilling for the last month, but I need to hang her.
You know how we do, Chuck. We ain't gonna hang nothing. Right?
Well, y'all, I'ma hang.
Dewan will hang.
I'm gonna make sure this house is right. When you come over, it's gonna be right.
Well, you know, Corey already done gave me like 23 hard stares. Like, when you gonna put this thing up? But it is what it is. But Michelle, thank you. Like, I don't even know where to start. Like, I know where I want to start, actually. Yes. You're a podcaster now.
Yes.
What do you enjoy about podcasting that's different than any other form of entertainment that you've done?
You know what? It almost reminds me, you mentioned the my costumes from The Masked Singer. Because mine isn't visual, I feel like I'm behind this mask and I just get to talk, or I get to share with people, or the only person that sees me is the other person that I'm talking to. I'm thinking one day to make it visual, but it's something about being able to share my heart in a way that, sometimes I don't have time to do. Sometimes interviews are so short when you're, on to promote something, whatever. But now the podcast, it gives people who love to hear me talk. I'm like, y'all like to hear me talk? It 1,000. Just gives them, my opinions and perspectives. And I always want to make someone know that they're seen and that they're heard as well. Yeah.
I agree, because, and that's where ours honestly started. Just like the conversation us three were always having, we're like, we're not seeing this out there, and we want to be seen. We've always wanted to be seen and heard. So we're like, okay, if they ain't seeing us and hearing us, well then, hold up, we're gonna put something out there then.
And you was like, bam, here we are.
Right,
exactly.
But I understand too and relate to when you talk about like your voice and like people wanting to hear what you have to say, because like it's not being able to see a person. Like when you see someone, you tend to almost move a little differently because you can see them. And so because you move differently, sometimes your voice and what you say may not be the true essence of who you are and what you want to say. And I found that being behind the mic in a podcast, that I found myself being like tapping into another part of myself that I never knew that I had, even though I like to journal and I like to reflect and I like to think about who I am, and I'm always trying to evolve as an individual. The podcast allowed me to just be able to have a louder voice, and I'm already loud.
I was about to say,
people like
a louder voice.
When you logged on, your mic was hot.
Right. Okay.
Crunching.
Look, and I just blame Zoom. Okay, that's the real tea. I just blame Zoom.
I love it. Is there
so right. You're so right.
Is there something that has taught you though about yourself outside of just like that piece of it? Like, has someone said something like, because it is a longer form that you're like, ooh, hold on, let me sit down with that right quick, because I wouldn't have gotten that normally if we didn't have this kind of conversation of a longer form.
Believe it or not, I'm accepting that I think I'm introverted. Mm-hmm. And I feel like when we got shut down in 2020, it worked out wonderfully for me, because I was like, I don't like to be out no way. So we can still be in till 2023, but my heart did go out to people who thrive on connection with other people. That's first and foremost. So I am not being callous when I say it worked out for me, but my heart went out to people that were like crawling out their windows to connect, right? But I will say, being always in my own thoughts, I don't process a lot out loud. So a podcast helps me to process things out loud. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes I shock myself, like, girl, you smart. not that I didn't doubt anybody thought I was smarter, but I'm like, oh snap, you know what you're talking about. And I read so much that it starts to come out in my opinions. And it's actually an intelligent one.
You're absorbing what you're reading, actually.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, actually, okay.
Yeah, and it's like, I kind of know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
I be knowing. I know. I be knowing.
I be like, I'm talking about. And so it gives me great joy and proud to sit behind this microphone, because and if I don't know something, I'll ask somebody, or I'll have an expert on who can tell me.
Period.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it's called checking in, by the way. We didn't even say that. It's called checking in, and I'm sure y'all already know that. I'm sure y'all know that. It is called
checking in. Thank you so much. And we gonna have to reverse this and bring y'all on to checking in as well.
Say less.
So,
Done. We'll be there.
Let's do that.
Done. Ready.
Absolutely.
My bag is already packed.
Y'all would be the first.
I've already called into work.
I got a new computer, a new microphone. It won't be hot.
Come on.
IT is on the way.
Listen,
I like how it took Michelle to get a new mic and a new computer.
They like, what about just you and your life?
Well, listen, when the goddess speaks.
Okay. Look.
Thank you. But y'all would be my first, trio or more than one person to do a podcast. So let's make it happen.
One of the things that I've found in doing this is there is certainly a level of intimacy because you are sharing. So it's such a public forum and it's so accessible. Anybody can create a podcast. But I think what I've learned is that it becomes so intimate in terms of what you're sharing and what you're dissecting and understanding, and you have to make it engaging. And it's so wonderful to have so many different voices, particularly voices that look like us, that reflect our community out there, because you just don't have as much as you don't have as much in other forms of media. Obviously in the music space, you have a lot of different voices in that space, but in terms of understanding what people are really thinking about, what they're feeling about, what's really driving them, what's motivating them, what they're curious about, those things are very intimate.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's almost like you're letting someone in your space, as far as the intimacy too. And so it's almost like there's also a trust there. Prayerfully, you're trusting who you're intimate with.
Right.
Okay.
That part.
Vice versa. And that listener, or how about the listener trusts us? So that's I love that, DeWine, as far as a form of intimacy as well. Yeah.
When you were thinking of creating your podcast and trying to think through format, did you ever think about that part of it? Because you're going to be sharing so much of how you are, who you are from a personality standpoint, how you think about things. Was that ever a process in your planning?
I when it comes to helping people, I just knew that I wanted to do that. I knew weekly I wanted someone to listen to the podcast and say, I'm going to hold on because Michelle loves me. She practically almost at the end of every episode, I say, know that you're loved. Like, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
So I just knew also the foundation of the podcast was mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know if there were a lot of Black women with podcasts with the foundation of mental health. It's not necessarily clinical, but I make sure that I speak with every person that comes on the show. Hey, what's your journey? What's your mental health journey been? How are you? And some have explicit journeys, and some, they don't share that, but they maybe know someone who does. And it also teaches them, well, Michelle, speak more to your journey, because now you're helping me treat someone else who might have depression or anxiety. That person might say, I don't deal with it, but thank you for showing me how to treat somebody that is.
Yeah. That
especially in our
piece of representation, that representation matters.
Huge.
Matters. People need to see a reflection of themselves in others, and it gives them license to be more authentically themselves and lean more into who they are and potentially seek guidance, which is one of the reasons why our podcast exists, because we wanted to make sure that there's representation of some of the different facets of the Black queer community.
Absolutely. And that's why I said about y'all being vessels of light. There was something, I wonder, was it Billy Porter who was saying someone was calling him so brave and courageous, and he was like, no, I'm just out here doing what needs to be done. I didn't think of it as bravery and courage. It's like, hi, here we are, and so that's like I said, one of the reasons why I follow y'all. Original, like I said, hilarious, and just really positive.
I love that.
Thank you.
Question.
This is supposed to be about you, by the way.
Right, it's like, I'm always
flipping it back on us.
We over here loving on each other.
I know, and I want this blouse thing she got on. I don't know if it was a cap tail. I don't know what it is.
It's a whole. It's a
moment.
This is supposed to be tied, but I don't know.
No, I love it.
I actually like
it's
it.
gorgeous,
untied.
Right.
You like a little.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I'm dramatic.
Don't
too,
gas
so
me up.
I love my clothing dramatic too. So I'm with you.
Don't gas me up. Don't gas.
That's a good twirling outfit.
Hey, I have a question that, I literally always said, if I ever met Michelle, I'm going to ask her this. You were old enough before you got into the group to have almost a life of anonymity and to remember it. Is there something that you miss about that anonymity, or it has been long enough that you're like, okay, it is what it is at this point?
Is there anything that I miss about it? Like
going to Kroger, in your house shoes or something, or I don't know, maybe a privacy that you've never gotten back or something like that.
I feel like I miss, when you go to the store and maybe you happen to know somebody and you speak to them and it's natural versus, oh my gosh,
yeah. It's like, I'm just trying to get some Cheerios.
Right. Excuse me, I was just...
Y'all, believe it or not, I flew home from New York today, and I was craving chicken. And I said, "Ooh, I'm gonna make some and put it in my air fryer, and then tomorrow I'm gonna do some lamb chops." No shade to vegans. I love you. Please don't be mad at me.
We love them too.
We love them too.
Right.
It's just that you just never know. Like, can I even mention meat? I don't want to.
On this podcast, you can.
Okay, I'm like,
look, we mention meat in every form.
In every form.
In every form.
I was like, I don't want nobody canceling me because and I was just like, if it wasn't for like, I love the mask and being able to have the shades on, but I want to be able to feel like I can be here in Atlanta and walk into a store, because I still love doing what someone considers normal. I love going to the car wash. It's something, it brings out that little girl in me where I see my car going through the because my dad used to take our mom's and my mom's car to get washed. So I just miss things like that. But at the same time, I'm going to say this. I have no complaints, y'all. Let's not, y'all. Speaking of, I want to read this to y'all because I was just being a little brat.
Oh, we love this.
Right.
And y'all
turn up the volume, y'all.
Today at 4:11 p.m. because you were talking about anonymity, and what could come with fame. Not even fame. What comes with people's
recognition.
Your tax bracket changing.
Ooh, that too. That's a whole word already.
You could. Okay, so it said, you remember that prayer you used to pray saying, God, bless me with money, bless me with a lot of money so I can give. Remember, y'all was so huge, humble. God, I just want to give. Yeah. And then a few years later, that prayer goes from God bless me with money so I can give to, man, I wish people would stop looking at me as a bank.
That is a word.
Well,
that is a word.
The church mother in me said, the question that dropped on me that got me right together said, oh, so you want to be the borrower now?
I hear that. I hear that.
Where my tambourine at?
I hear that.
So you're complaining about lending when you want to be the borrower.
Okay, you want
I can get you together right quick.
Okay, look.
I said, hush. Hush. You right, God. You right. You
right. Let me go get this chicken right quick.
All it takes is one call to the IRS. That can be fixed.
Baby.
Okay. Can be fixed.
So when you think, oh, I wish nobody, would pull on me when I'm just trying to be out with my friends and family. And but today I was having a little pity party. Yeah. And the spirit was like, oh, okay. I mean, you can be the borrower. You can't be the person having to ask.
That is a word.
For coin.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, say less.
I
was just playing.
I'm happy. Never mind. I
was just hot. It was just hot out. My bad. I was having a heat stroke. My bad.
I was talking about something else.
Or how about I was hungry? God, I don't be mean to stuff when I'm hangry.
Right. I was hangry. I was not in my right stomach or mind. So.
Yeah.
That is a word.
So that goes with everything. Would you rather, or just, listen, there's some people like, I'd rather people not know who I am, but still have money in the bank versus both. And you can't go nowhere and enjoy it. So thanks for that question. Yeah,
that's interesting. I'm gonna say I would just spoke to my soul, and that's gonna be on my spirit for a minute.
Well, it says we're the head, not the tail. We're lenders, never borrowers.
Yeah.
So it's like always keeping that, like, you're blessing me to give. Yeah. And it's not necessarily a monetary.
Right.
Always monetarily. Yeah. Your time.
Your
is
emotions,
a gift.
Your spirit,
all of
energy,
that, all
your
of that,
energy,
all of that. So those of us who have a lot to give, I know it can get discouraging where it's like everybody's always asking, because you got a lot. You do have a lot to give, but make sure you're able to. Sometimes I got to pour back into me. I can't expect nobody else to pour into me, so I give back to myself. And I'm like, I can give. So let me stop complaining that we're able to lend or give.
Did you get some lemon pepper wings though?
You know what, honey? I just do regular truffle oil with garlic sauce and pepper.
Not truffle.
I'm not a big truffle fan either, Dewan. Like, I feel like it overpowers everything.
And just the right amount. You're right. You don't need a. It's just
you don't need a lot.
It's just the essence or the smell of it that I love.
But there aren't a lot of places that get that nuance of flavor.
Just a
because
tinge.
you don't need, I mean, I've heard of smelling the roses, but not smelling the dirt.
Okay. No. So for Dewan, we'll just do regular salt and pepper.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take anything but truffle.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest.
Dog on it. Okay.
That's okay though.
I mean, I just be eating chicken, so
I was gonna say
I'm just eating. Look, it's fried.
By the way, did we just do the stereotypical thing, black folks, and we on here talking about chicken?
That's okay.
That's okay. Look.
And
that's part of the spectrum.
We own that.
If you don't like chicken, something wrong with you.
Right.
Look.
I'm just saying. But no, that's interesting because you went to college. Like you went to college for a little bit. And then you got like to the background singing and Dusty shouting and all that stuff. So that always intrigued me. I'm like, she had a whole ass life.
A whole life. I was in 2 gospel groups as a teenage girl. Choir, praise and worship leader. I was an usher. Speaking of seasoning chicken, I loved being in the kitchen, helping with the food for like pastor's anniversary or women's day.
I got that pound cake at the end too.
Come on.
The punch bowl. Come on now.
I love serving.
I get to say hi to Dewan and Jarrell because they always making fun of me because I'm a PK and I always talk about how I'm a PK. Look at that.
Nothing is wrong with that.
I know. You didn't say anything was wrong with it. She just talks about it forever.
They be like,
she will bring it up, honey.
Like, girl, you the PK? Okay, the PK.
I mean, listen, you've heard the stuff we talk about, and then here she come with the pre-K business. I mean, look.
Oh my gosh, but it taught me to serve. It taught me that never get too big to serve. And to this day, I love serving. Meaning, yeah. So,
well, you talked about like feeding yourself, giving out, but also making sure that that your cup is full.
Yes.
What's one thing that's just for you?
Sometimes it's just not even anything extravagant, but I literally feel like my sofa is my charging base. Like as even creatives, I read something today, like it's okay to sit and do nothing. So that's what I give myself at times.
That's a word too.
You feel like if you're not productive every minute, literally every minute of the day, you're a bum. You're not. No. Sit down. Have 30 minutes of nothing. Y'all, I love Judge Judy. I think
you and Dewan, 2 peas in the pie.
I love Judge Judy. So there are times
we're gonna have a marathon. We're gonna have a Saturday marathon. Just me, Judge Judy, and truffle oil.
I'm here for it. Come on. I'm here for it. So I give myself that. I give myself grace.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something that happens when you get older or when you cross 40 years old. You're like, I'm giving myself grace.
Look, we were just talking about this 2 episodes ago, and because I turned 46 on, well, by the time this episode airs, I will have turned 46. So my birthday is on the 14th. And so I'm leaning more into my Dionne Warwick because
no filter.
No. Now she'll be kind and she'll be gracious, but she will tell you like it is. So when we having a conversation about truffle oil, look, I ain't missing no words.
But you know what? It's you know what you like and you know what you don't like, and you're not gonna fake like you like something you don't like.
Absolutely. And there's balance between all of that. Like you can partake in something that you don't like for a little bit, but let them know that you don't like it, but you're doing them a favor.
Right. I am here for you, not for this. I am here for you.
But if you turn on that Judge Judy,
which way this going? I can do something I don't like, but because I love you, I'll do it. Oh, okay.
Bingo.
my notepad.
Right. Let me marinate on that a little later.
I don't like to do this, but because I love you.
Once in a while,
I will do it this time.
This time. That's what it come down to.
Don't ask me a second time.
Honey.
That's it. You didn't run out of chili.
Wait a minute. So you'll have truffle fries with me one time.
This time.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
This time.
I will.
This time.
Yes.
If there's nuance.
Look, if Michelle is going to ask me, I'm going to do it. So, yes.
Go for it. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you, boo.
But the next time we get them lemon peppers.
I'm here for lemon peppers. It's just sometimes you hit that wrong bit of tang.
And it's too much.
True.
It's too much.
It's true.
That one part, like,
there is a nuance. Especially in Atlanta. Like, I just moved from Atlanta in March, so I would like to consider myself a little lemon pepper connoisseur myself.
Yes.
But that's true. You can't eat at every wing spot in Atlanta.
No.
Some of them be a bit too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. It can be too much.
But
I back to the lemon pepper chicken, though. I love that. Just run back to it.
Y'all, that's gonna be the title, the clip.
Probably.
Yeah.
Lemon pepper wings.
Back to
Checking in with Michelle Williams and lemon pepper wings. They're gonna be like, that's your aunties. Sound about right.
Them episode titles.
Listen.
We love an episode title.
We will have knockdown, drag out fights, and we be trying not to hurt people's feelings, but sometimes you just gotta say the thing.
Funny. I will say this too. Like, so if you haven't listened to Michelle's book on audio book, like Audible or whatever other ones are out there, that's the way to read that book. By the way,
yes.
Because you're just so animated, and like you hear the intonations in your voice, and she's singing, she's laughing, she's like, ooh, I shouldn't have said that, but oh well, my bad, Jesus. Like little moments like that was living. But there was a line in the book that stuck out to me the entire book, and you said you repeat what you don't repair. And so I was just thinking, like, obviously Destiny Child hasn't done anything for a while, but any group setting, everyone plays a role. And sometimes you outgrow roles, Okay. And I was always curious. It's just like, if you guys were ever to get back together, do you feel like you would be able to go back to the Michelle role? Or have you grown so much that you're like, we might need to talk about these different roles in this group now? Because you don't want to repeat something that might cause something that you've already fixed for yourself or whatever it may be.
I feel like I've grown so much. My confidence is, on the artist side of things, you guys would be seeing probably a total different person. Then, I mean, believe it or not, it's been like 17 years since we have put out an album.
Since when?
That is like,
that means
that's hard to believe.
2004, 2005. That's when.
Yeah, because I remember still in my mama's car and still be driving with that CD in there.
Jarrell, don't play. Stop.
I so did.
Wait, you were still in your mama's car? So that means we ain't that much different in age, Jarrell.
I was in high school still, okay? Thank you very much.
Oh, and you know what? The girls feel like I didn't have a filter back then.
Oh.
So imagine now.
Yes.
Come on, Dion.
Right, come on, Dion.
Yeah, I'm very protective. Of them.
Yeah.
Because when I first got in Destiny's Child, they were ridiculed and attacked so much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, y'all don't know these
stuff.
Young ladies that I get to sit on the plane with every day, be in the hotel room, getting our hair and makeup done, doing 15, 20-hour interviews with. That's why people think we be high in interviews. No, we're just delirious.
Right. Yeah.
Whales.
So for me, I feel like I'm gonna stay protective. I don't care if that person doesn't like Michelle. Beyonce and Kelly do. We love each other.
Yeah.
And whether or not you like me or not, let me look and see. I think the check's still clean.
Ooh, I know that's a whole word. I know that's right.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, this check was in the bank. I know that's right.
So when it comes to the two of them, like
1000%,
as the song said, I feel no ways tired about, staying in that mode.
Yeah.
And that's who I was.
Yeah.
That's who I'll probably always be as far as role is concerned.
Yeah. Love that.
I hear
Love
that. I hear that.
I know, because that's how I am with these two. I'm like, yeah, we might not always get to always agree, but y'all ain't about to say nothing about these two. But hold on, I don't care how much you think you know us.
I purposely have not looked at y'all's Renaissance clips. Purposely.
Yeah, okay. I don't blame you on that.
That's cool.
Purposely, because I'm asking each what's your favorite song
today?
People are probably gonna be like, Michelle, this interview is about you.
I know, right?
Know. But y'all, I'm seeing the wigs, and I'm like, no, don't look. Wait until I talk to them. So I can.
Oh God, it depends on the day. What am I in the mood today? Let me think. That's a good question.
Honestly,
Virgo, it always goes back to Virgo's groove. Because I'm a harmonies dude, like, and they always make fun of me of that too. Like, I love harmonies more than even like a lead vocal. And I felt like she was just playing so beautifully in that song. Like, I'm gonna show y'all I can really sing right quick again, Love that. So that's the one I always like end up going back to. But if I'm in a party mode, that's a whole nother thing though.
Okay. Oh yeah. That album plays the whole way through.
Yeah,
absolutely.
In a club. Yeah.
For me, it's Plastic Off the Sofa for very similar reasons.
Right there too.
Pharrell,
yeah.
Like,
that's right.
She just sang her. Let me tell you, she got me feeling like I could sing, and I'll be walking down the street with both headphones in, and I know, and people be looking at me like. I said what I said. Like, y'all know what song I'm listening to.
It's like I sang what I sang right there.
You be trying to do them riffs?
I do be trying.
Wait, do you find yourself trying doing some of the riffs too? Do you? Well, not even trying, because I'm sure you could do it.
Absolutely. I love harmonizing with them. I love, absolutely.
Dewan, what are you today, Dewan?
I flip-flop between Cozy and Summer Renaissance, and I think I would say my surprise was Cozy, because it wasn't in my top 3 the first time that we did our thing, but it creeped up there. But then now it's Summer Renaissance, and I feel like, see, Donna Summer was the first female musician that I like fell in love with.
Yeah.
And so anything Donna Summer-esque or inclusive of Donna Summer.
You're sold. You're in there.
Done. Yeah. I'm done.
In there. Okay.
And yeah. So that's where I'm at.
What mood are you in today, Michelle?
Oh gosh, what mood am I in today? Well, I wish energy was a little longer, but I feel like that's that energy that
that
I
little
love.
Afro beat at the end.
And Najee,
honey, right?
It's amazing, And so
I'm just mad she probably heard this like 3 years ago.
You know what? I've
been on my playlist.
I couldn't wait for the world to hear, and I don't mean this from a flex, like, because she worked so hard, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna just put this out there, and so us being able to listen to it months prior, it's like, okay, that's why I said I'm not gonna listen to anything that y'all are saying until today.
You should watch that episode.
I'm gonna go back. Now I'm gonna go back and watch everything. But I just excited, never envious, always inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Absolutely.
I'm curious. Oh, I'm sorry.
And I hope that you can be like that with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Never envious, but always inspired. My best friend is a dentist, but she forever inspires me.
Yeah.
Her drive, her she's amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not a competition. We're all in this together. Like and our journeys are different. So how am I competing with someone that's on a different path, on a different track, in a different place than I am?
Absolutely.
The whole word.
But and just make sure those certain like horses. When I think of the horses in Central Park, although they might not, they say they're abused, but there's a reason why they have blinders on the side for a reason. It's so that they don't get distracted or startled by other elements going on around them. They stay focused and they go where they're supposed to go.
That part.
And so that's the thing. It's easy to look at what others are doing and not be focused on what you're supposed to be doing.
I'm curious about what's inspiring you right now. Like when you think about, you've had the opportunity through your career to really explore different kinds of musicality and go back to your roots in gospel several times. And I'm just curious, like right now with so many different types of new music and retro music and things that are out there, what are you vibing with right now?
I vibe to a lot of Afrobeat.
As you should.
Oh yeah.
Just a lot of Afrobeat. I just love when I'm cooking or when I'm getting my makeup done or something. I'm always listening to that.
Even Say Yes though that you released was same.
Oh yeah,
energy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that producer Harmony Samuels is full Nigerian.
Love Harmony with all of my heart.
Yeah, so it made sense that Say Yes is a Nigerian song, and so it makes sense. But it's I think I did Fela. I'm in 2013, and I think ever since then you cannot pull me away from that genre of music. And
I do feel like
I'm glad it's kind of the world is hearing it.
Finally catching up to
more
it.
mainstream way.
I do feel like in the US we have exported our culture, our music, our culture, all that so much, and we have really yet to invite the rest of the world in musically. And so there is so much amazing music all throughout the world. Yeah, we'll have, there's a resurgence of K-pop that kind of infiltrated, but you don't see a lot of like Latin music and African music and other kinds of music really coming in and taking hold and having a place here in American ears.
You know what, I would encourage people, like say around the time the Grammys comes out, we always focus on pop, R&B, rap, best album,
record of the year, all that.
If y'all can, for y'all that are listening, take a listen to the people who are nominated in the bluegrass in the bluegrass category. Take time to listen to the people who are, I think it's called, is it still called world music? I think there's a genre.
Yes.
Take a minute to, because they got nominated for a reason, because they're dope as well in their genre. I have found myself also in a restaurant listening, music comes on, and I'll get my Shazam out. And it'll open me up to a whole nother world. There was a song, I think it came out in this was 2020. It's called Bloom by Lalanis. And it's Bloom.
Who this is?
Right. Who this is?
And it's spelled, the name is spelled Lullanas. Okay. And then there's a song called Disco Pregnancy.
Okay, that sounds right up my alley.
Lama, Laima, and it's in the electronica genre.
Okay.
And it came out in 2020. There's other stuff that just pops up, and I'm like, man, this came out in 2002.
Yeah, right.
Or a song called "Why Am I" by Arisa.
Why does that sound?
You can't go
2018. It's alternative. So it's So what I've just done, I said, you know what? I just keep my ears open. I love all types of music. My dad was a DJ, and so he had milk crates of all genres of music.
Yep.
Oh wow.
So my
Okay.
solo music, that's probably why it sounded a little all over the place, because I just couldn't pick just one.
By the way,
Yeah.
Do You Know was a dope album.
Thank you.
Do You Know was a dope album. I like to go back and revisit
From
it.
start to finish,
I was
by
like,
the
hold
way.
on, I used to bop to this a lot.
Thank you. I think Do You Know was 2003, and then I got rebellious a little bit. I
But
got
We
a
Break
little
the Dawn was
rebellious.
dope. Come on. I always
Yeah,
want
that-
you and Kelly to do a club banger together, and I'm so upset that has not happened to this day.
I know. She and I did a show together in, I don't know, south of France some years ago. And I was thinking, I was like, why are we not doing this together? With your dance music and my what?
Yes.
I just remember that being a great experience. But I couldn't choose just one. Or my last solo album was just a gumbo. Of sounds. So
I got so many questions I've always
come on, let's go.
Fire 'em off, girl.
A Journey to Freedom. Did you purposely open the album with that song to show? See, I try not to cuss around you. The show can sing.
Please be yourself.
Because that first note on that album, and for instance, how long has that album been out? Every time I hear that album, I'll say
that's been like 8 years.
She said,
that was my Ron Isley tribute.
Okay.
He always does that.
Yeah.
That's Ron Isley all day. So I had to
that's a
little
dope album.
homage.
I listen to Free often still. I'm trying to think of the name of the song. Free. I listen to, is it Fire? Is that the one with
Fire?
Yeah.
Fire, and then Fall has Ty Tribbett and Lecrae.
Yeah. That's a slept-on album too. I've said that on this podcast before.
I'm like, sometimes I feel bad that we're talking about music that came out in 2014, but
I mean,
what you about
we
to do
are
about
ready.
I feel
we're ready.
Yeah, I know. I did put Fearless out in 2018. But y'all, I'm gonna be honest. I feel so fulfilled in what I'm doing literally right now.
Yeah.
I love talking to y'all.
I feel that.
I love that. And I gotta be honest too. Like, Say Yes is like
still a bop and a half.
It's still a bop, but the thing that I love that to this day it still inspired me. Like I'm like, especially in my new job, I deal with imposter syndrome a lot, and I actually use it quite often still this day to be like, you know what, like he has put me here. Like I am here for a reason, and like can't nobody take this away from me. So like go get it. And
isn't that something?
Not, it's still to this day. I listened to it last week when I had my first tease back in front of a room full of 100 people who are way smarter than me in this subject. And I was like, yep, we're listening to it.
I got this.
You got this.
Absolutely.
I was like, what is the root of imposter syndrome? Is it just we just don't believe we're capable, good enough, we belong?
Yeah, honestly, you know, for me personally, I am in a position where I feel like society has said a queer Black man with no college degree should be where I am today. That I needed to go through college, I needed to do an XYZ beforehand, and that's the only way that I should have been sitting at a seat and at that table.
Wow.
And so now that I'm here, I find myself having to almost feel like I'm playing catch up to someone who got 5, 10, 15 years of experience. But what I've started to learn is that my experience and my street smarts that I've learned over the years actually matters almost just as much.
It does matter just as much.
Not almost.
15.
Right, all the
above.
Well,
it does.
I say almost just because there's still a learning curve. There's still something about tech that I still have to learn. So I'm not gonna say just as much, because that 5 to 10 years, you get a little comfortable in things. And I coach high school sports for like 16 years now. And I can say that 16 years, I'm nowhere where I was when I first started. So, you know, experience does matter in one particular thing, but
absolutely,
I do know that I can transfer what I've learned from there into what I'm doing today, because it's about service. What I do is about giving back. And that's the true root and the essence of what I bring to the table. And I really had to learn that.
Come on. All right. So tomorrow,
come on, say yes.
Day after day after day. Thank you so much. That makes me feel so good that, Say Yes is still resonating and inspiring people.
And that green outfit you wore on Juneteenth singing that song.
Come on now.
You
that's
did.
right.
Come on now.
I'm just and you did a hold on.
This is the producer in him, girl.
You said all belongs to you, and I was like, you better say Michelle. I was like, you better change that note.
Listen, let me tell you something. Yolanda Adams told me, she said, Say Yes is gonna be like my open my heart. Like she has to sing that everywhere.
You better sing it. 1000%.
So when you sang that song 80 million times, you put a little tinge of a variation.
And you killed it. And I don't want to hear it the other way no more. I was like, just what I'm talking about.
I don't have the discipline of like Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross would never barely put anything different in his songs live.
Never too much, 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 never too much.
And he meant that. You ain't gonna get too much. Get this record. So the only time I'm that disciplined is probably on Broadway, because there's sometimes on Broadway where I'll get pulled to the side like, don't do that riff. That's not in the music. I'm like,
that's what my soul felt today. Okay, come on now.
I'm like, okay.
Look, she needed to wake this Saturday matinee up. Give him something. Come on now.
Come on. Exactly. So yes, that's hilarious.
I was like,
that's so funny. I was like, I gotta do something different. But that live band and that orchestra, it makes you, when you can do gospel, you season it some.
Yeah.
You can season it. You can season it.
Put that little truffle oil on it.
Just
nuance.
Dewan is not here for it.
Oh Lord! Oh, see, I had I'm over here I had all these serious professional questions over here, and now I'm just talking about little riffs and stuff.
I was like, oh my gosh, no! I want this interview to be everything y'all need it to be. So if you got any other questions or more questions, don't be But I love how this is so natural, and all that good stuff.
We should do our Ask Yo Auntie question.
Yes.
Before that, real quick though, we're all in interracial relationships. And when you were engaged, did you get crap about being in an interracial relationship at all? And if so, how did you deal with it?
Somehow, it seemed like once we got engaged, it was like well, I became aware of it, but when we in 2017, I didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Because one thing we always preach is because we are strong black men, we black excellence, we're black. And one thing we preach on,
but then you look at our
right, then you look at our partners. But one thing we always preach on here though is things can be not things are or all the time. Yeah. And it's we can be blackity black and fall in love with someone that's in a different culture, someone that doesn't look like us, et cetera, et cetera. So it's always interesting from at least an outsider's perspective of a Michelle and these strong black women that preach blackity black and we love the black excellence and everything. And it'd be interesting if people were giving you the same kind of crap and the same kind of verbiage that others might hear in their day to day.
Now it wasn't, how do I say this? It was stuff being said in places that I normally don't even have my ear to.
Yeah.
But to the places where it mattered, no.
Right. Yeah. Perfect. Love that.
That's amazing perspective, because that goes to back with what you were saying earlier about the blinders with the horses. What you pay attention to and what you're focused on, should be right in front of you. Shouldn't be these peripheral things that are happening that are trying to distract you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I grew up in schools where just like y'all. I mean, it wasn't just one race.
Right.
You know, I'll never forget. I wanted to be like my friend Karina Chadwick in the 3rd grade. She was Jehovah's Witness, and she didn't have to stand up and say the pledge. So I remember
it's the little things.
Right, and rightfully so.
this white girl named Karina. I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna just not stand up. I'll put my head down like my girl Karina." And child, they was like, "When did you become Jehovah's Witness?" So my 3rd grade teacher the year prior had my sister. My sister was in the 3rd grade prior. She was now in 4th grade, so she knew what class my sister was in. She goes to my sister's 4th grade class and said, "Yeah, are y'all Jehovah's Witness?"
Can't ask that question today.
And my sister was like, "No," not knowing what my shenanigans was doing. And I got in so much trouble. My mom was like, "Oh, you Jehovah's Witness now."
Oh, that's what you're doing today.
Well,
when's your birthday? When's your birthday?
That part.
Right.
When's Christmas? All right, be Jehovah's Witness. But I'm just remember I remember in the 1st grade, you know, of just all races. And I do remember in like the 7th grade, I had a crush on this young man. He was an Italian.
Ooh.
And
Corral.
Sorry,
my damn nerves.
He
That
said,
sounds nice.
but honey, you want to see what's brewing today?
Ooh.
His parents told him, "You can have Black friends, you just can't date them."
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you bring no Werther's original colored baby.
Not the original.
I can't hear it.
The one that be in the bottom of the pocketbook.
Right.
Don't you know the Werther's original? That's a nice caramel brown. Don't you bring no Werther's original colored baby up in here?
I'm so done.
It's the image for me of the original too. And now I got the taste in my mouth too. It's like it's coming back to me. I'm like,
and it gets stuck in your teeth when you bite down in it.
His parents said you can date, you can be friends with them.
Yeah.
But you can't date them. What is them? What do you really want to say? Okay.
Meanwhile, he didn't missed out. He
Say a
missed all of
word.
his blessings.
Say a whole word.
Okay.
All the way out.
Oh, that's
If I were to see him, I'm like, I wonder what would your parents, can you date me now? I mean, not that I want you.
Right.
He's singing shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Okay. But I remember telling him, I said, you know what? I don't want to come in between you and your parents. Like, you gotta, that's family. So I just took myself out of the equation. So,
Why is that his 2 truths and a lie?
Right.
Really?
I bet you it is. I bet you it is.
You know it is.
He's like, I could have dated Michelle Williams, but my parents told me not to date no Werther's original. I'm now a fireman, and it's like he's like,
and I done blocked my blessings.
Sure did. So I guess in what I'm trying to say, when it came to love, because I grew up, have worked with to this day, work with some of everybody, of races, religions, everything is. I fell in love with that man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's what I tell me. I'm like, oh, so you mad that I fell in love? That's what you mad about? Okay.
Figure that.
I tell people, I'm crazy. You don't want this, so you good. Like, I'm gonna make you clock in overtime for this. So,
can I ask you a question? I just feel led to ask this question.
Go for it.
For those of us, okay, I'm considered the church person or the church girl.
Me too.
Okay. What is one thing that you wish that world would understand or accept or understand? See, if y'all was on my podcast, oh, I should have saved that for my podcast.
Let's say
you know what? Yeah,
right.
And we'll answer it on there.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Community, we'll put it in there.
Go over to checking in.
Yeah, there we go. To be continued.
Yeah,
That's
because
a great question, though.
it made
That
me
is
think
really
of that.
good.
It made me
Yeah.
think of that when I said I've grown up and I've worked with everybody from all races, religions, and let's add sexuality.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so, like I said before, I love you.
Aw.
You.
Yeah.
You too.
Right.
And I think that could be the answer to the question is, what do you just love? And a teach, and a teach of, and I'm gonna say a teach of mind your business.
Yeah.
More than a teach.
Yeah.
Where, like, you know how the two sides of the season got the little sprinkle, and then it got the other side where you can pour a whole lot.
Just
That side.
just a teach.
All right, well, you know, we're going to get to the Aks Yo Aunteas, so we'll take a quick little tea break.
Okay.
We interrupt this episode for very important information.
That's right. You've been asking for it for a long time, and we have heard you.
Yep. It's been a long time coming, but it's finally here.
Yo,
Aunteas
got
merch! Hey! That's right. You know what? We got tees, we got long tees, we got sweatshirts, we got fanny packs, there's just a whole gamut of stuff out there. So go and check that out.
We are so appreciative of your love and support, and we are so excited to launch it. Girl, where can we find it at?
Ma'am, they can head right over to minorityareport.com to check out the selection.
That's right. That's MINORITEA report.com.
Woo! I'm about to go get me some myself. All right, ladies, what time is it?
Oh, wait.
Wait.
Before we do this. Yeah, wait, before we go there.
Yeah.
Auntie name.
Oh, dang.
Yes.
Dang. Sure.
I'm gonna go with I feel like when they said it could be a drink, alcohol or non-alcohol. I love a nice red wine, Cabernet to be exact. So I'm gonna go with Auntie Cab.
Auntie Cab.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. Come on, Jazzy.
Come on, Cab Calloway.
The red wine lip.
Yes.
Sometimes your lip or your tongue can be this color after you've had a nice glass.
But that color,
that
color is doing everything.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
And it ain't moved, honey.
I'm
It's
loving it.
Thank you.
I'm loving it. So every time we say what time is it, we say Aks Yo Aunteas. We kind of sing it. So here we go.
Okay.
All right. Ask your
aunties. Off key.
So community, we've actually had this Aks Yo Aunteas on episode 161. And we thought it was appropriate to kind of get Michelle's view on it because she's a professional. So it quickly says, a best friend of mine loves to sing and she's not good. And it's kind of annoys everyone in our friend group. She will get up and sing at any possible moment. How do you tell her she's not a good singer without hurting her feelings?
Well, I'm going to get all technical. What is it about it that you feel like she can't sing? Does she have good tone? Can she hold a note? Because I would have her go to one of the best vocal coaches before I make that last declaration.
But let's not the technical side. You know, some people can't sing and just be in there singing.
Let's peel back the curtain. Let's go back to the lemon pepper and truffle.
Okay. So maybe like, have you thought about like being in the choir?
Oh, yeah.
Drowning
That's
her out.
actually a good advice. drag her.
You got a choir at your church? Because you sound like you make a good alto. Girl. Don't you? I think, look, I think they got choir rehearsal on Wednesday.
I love him. I love him. I love
give
him.
her a
And
tambourine.
where he goes, I follow.
Right.
Okay.
That's funny.
Oh,
That's actually not that bad
That's good.
advice.
And then sometimes you need that one friend that's going to be quite entertaining at karaoke. So
You're right.
That
let 'em
part.
live.
Absolutely.
That part.
Because there's nothing better than seeing someone with just joy, with like a song that's just like filling them up with joy. But then like when they try to do some stuff, you're like, oh, come on now, you ruined this song. So it's like always in between, like, I don't want to be that person. However, my ears are hurting.
I'm definitely of the mindset that you don't kill people's joy.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't kill people's joy, because at the end of the day, if it's bringing them joy to do this and they're sharing what they believe is a gift for you.
What they believe? What do you believe?
What they believe is
What
a
they
gift.
believe is a gift.
Look, I told you I'm easing into my Dion. So
What they believe to.
What they believe to be is the gift.
but what we know is true is that if it's giving them joy,
Yeah.
let it give them joy. Let it give them joy. And just
sing-
suffer.
Because
And
as I
singing
said,
in
we
front-
don't know why they sing the songs they sing. We don't.
Absolutely.
We don't know what they've been through, child. Let them
Right.
go ahead and sing,
Let
child.
them
It brings
go
And
sing.
joy.
singing can be
If
a
they
very
weren't singing, they
vulnerable
might be
thing,
doing
too.
something.
That is
you
true.
know, and so that's what I think I remember saying, kind of along the same lines as you, Michelle, as well. Like maybe get that person like a vocal coach or something along those
Not a
lines.
group.
Some lessons.
Not a Groupon vocal coach.
Not a group.
Listen,
Something is better
There's-
than nothing.
Like, girl, here you go.
I've got a friend, and people be like, "Oh gosh, would you please stop singing?" But I hype her up because I actually like the smokiness of her tone. And they be like, "See, Michelle said I got rasp. Michelle said I got tone." She actually does. No, she really, really does. And I was
That's
like,
so
if she
funny.
wanted to, I just think it's nothing that a little refining can't do. I mean,
That's a true statement. That's a true
Yeah.
statement.
I get that.
Aw.
she will always know. She will always
Michelle
know.
said.
Yeah, she got me. She got me.
Will always know.
I also feel like in this question, there's a little bit of hate. There's a little bit of hate in
hateration.
there. There's a little bit of that because, like, you know, it can't be annoying that many people that often, unless you are kind of jealous of this person's freedom and expressing
Oh,
themselves.
that's what I was
You
about
know
to
what I
say.
mean?
It's you're jealous or envious of their confidence. Maybe you lack confidence.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe you're full of fear and they're the one that they just go for it. And I bet you that person that thinks they can sing that or they can't, I bet you they have a colorful life. I bet you
Yeah.
they're happy.
Yep.
That's a true
They're
statement.
they're probably in love. They probably got a great job.
Mm-hmm.
So
Getting some
it's
good-
not that, it's not that you mad because of the person that think they can sing. You
Mm-mm.
mad at some other, as
Yeah.
what the fly say, you
That-
big.
There's a little hateration in this dancery. We know that.
1,000%.
I'm gonna
Right.
go with
Just a-
that, Dewan.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that. Yes.
Yeah, because you can't be that mad that somebody's out there screeching. I mean,
Yeah.
I
I mean, unless they're just like, now, what I would be annoyed at is the loud friend that gets drunk and be singing, and then you just be an obnoxious and inappropriate. It's like,
Yes.
bring the
That's a
volume
different-
down.
like,
Bring the
yeah,
volume
Different
down.
story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1,000.
unless we're on the same length and we being obnoxious together.
Right,
then
unless
it's
we're
okay.
together.
'Cause, honey,
We better be vibing. We better be on the same vibe.
We break the dawn. We break.
But
Right.
that's appropriate. That's the appropriate time. But it's like just when it's just
Yeah.
okay, everybody's quiet and you're just being the obnoxious.
You right. There's a time for
Yeah.
everything. There's a
You're
time
right.
for everything.
Versus obnoxious versus the person that's just confident who's just at
Right.
karaoke having a blast.
You right.
Ooh, ain't nothing wrong with a little karaoke and you just screeching out the words. I'm telling you.
Right?
Right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I don't do karaoke. Because
Why?
I feel like when people who are known singers get up, y'all
I
are
respect that.
expecting
And a concert.
Mhm.
sledge.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. That's supposed to be freedom.
And I want to get up there and just not know the words or be obnoxious. They be like, oh, I knew it. It's been auto-tune all this time.
all this time.
She don't know the lyrics to the song.
It'd be like TMZ.
The words right there.
Right.
We knew it.
We knew it all along.
Yeah. But I do like seeing other people have their freedom.
Yeah.
Karaoke is a beautiful thing. Especially ever since they came out with the private rooms where you can just go with your friends and just like have a blast with just your friends instead of like in front of the whole bar. Because I feel like when it's in front of the whole bar, you have the wannabe singers that want to go out and like slay the songs. It's like, I could listen to the radio. But
and then
when it's
what's
with your
that
friends,
one song that everybody tries to do at karaoke?
Right now, it's that Lady Gaga "Shallow" song. If I hear that one more time at karaoke, I swear to God.
I'm going to give y'all 2 chances. There is a karaoke song that people try to do because there's a part of the song that's like really extremely like difficult to do.
Probably any Whitney song.
Nope.
Or Mariah Carey.
Let me think. That's extremely hard to do. Give us another hint.
Genre, maybe.
Rock band.
Oh God, is it the top 3 whitest songs on earth? Journey.
Right, Journey.
Nope.
Don't stop believing.
I could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking this is a karaoke song that everybody tries to attempt.
Oh, rock song. Is it Aerosmith?
Can I buy a vowel?
Right.
Yes.
What's your vowel, Duan?
T.
You said.
Which school you go to and why did you graduate? Why did they give you a diploma?
Look, I live all right with my dyslexic little ass. So
I have not spent out a drink in so long.
He said T. Well, considering T is not in this band's name.
I am so done with you.
I had to give a little comic relief. I'm sorry. I had to do it.
Okay, what's the song?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, you're
by
right. You're right.
You're absolutely right about that.
Right.
You are absolutely right about that. Yeah.
Nobody like.
And it'd be too long. It's too long of a song.
Yeah.
Like,
it is long. It is long, but it's like
karaoke.
Man.
You got to know your room. Read your room.
Okay.
Like there's certain songs that you don't even have to have a great voice, but everybody be into it and be getting them like a Bruno Mars or something like that, Uptown Funk or something like that. Like everybody knows the song. You don't have to be the best singer, but people be like, "Oh, he killed that," because they're having fun.
That's
Bohemian
true.
Rhapsody is too long.
That you on your own. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You'll be on your own.
That's the bathroom break. Where the bathroom at?
Okay. You right. Mm-hmm. I'm just.
What would your go-to karaoke song be?
Oh, I mean, you named. I mean, it could be Journey. Don't Stop Believing. That's one. What? Shucks. Oh, Dance with Somebody. I want to dance with somebody.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. Gosh. Now I need to go karaoke. I need to go.
Yeah.
Now that we
come back to New York.
Right. Go ahead and get a room. Then it's just.
So where all y'all based?
So I'm in Seattle, Washington.
Okay, Seattle. Okay, I was just there like 2 months ago, and then where you is?
Devon's in Harlem.
Yeah.
Word. Okay. I could have did the podcast from your house today. I just left there.
You sure could have.
There we go. And I live in Philadelphia now. I just left Atlanta in March.
Really?
Yeah. I can't go any further in this episode now. It just clicked in my head. My husband said he feels bad that we don't live in Atlanta anymore because he would have cooked for you. But if you're ever in Philadelphia, he'll cook for you. I can't go nowhere. I would have had this whole episode. I wouldn't have heard. I would have been sleeping on the couch.
You're right.
And his husband throw down in the kitchen.
He could
Okay. Somehow we've got to do something in person.
Yeah,
just
1000%.
you guys know that if you ever do anything live and in person, please count me in.
We will
count
absolutely.
Count me in.
Yeah. Oh, and community, send your Aks Yo Aunteas to aya@minoritetyreport.com or DM us, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, quickly, before we get out of here, we do a segment called Curiosity, and it's just like to kind of get either us to know us a little better or the guests a little better, and just kind of quick light of this or that or the first song that comes to mind. Okay, let's see here. I put down, and gentlemen, if you think of anything off the top of your head, spot them out. Okay, Heart to Yours or Journey to Freedom?
Oh, I gotta answer it.
Mm-hmm.
Journey to Freedom.
Ooh, okay.
Because of the growth.
What was the ladybug about on the cover, by the way?
The ladybug was just about, I guess, just what it symbolizes. Okay. You know, so that's just to me what it was. It was a nice little private moment. It almost sounds like. Yeah. Okay. And ladybugs would always appear random places. Yeah. You know, as well. So for ladybug to be on your shoulder is, you know, kind of a random place. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Let's see here. Survivor or Destiny Fulfilled?
Ooh, you tried it.
And I'm asking everyone this.
I mean, Survivor, I was a baby then. I was so green. Yeah. Destiny Fulfilled, I almost finally felt like, okay, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. You know, but I have to choose.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hard part of it.
Yeah.
On it. Anything that showed all of our growth. So I'm gonna go with Destiny Fulfilled.
Okay.
Yeah, mine would be Survivor. I don't know. There's some in between some of the transitions. I love the part where you like, I will be bootylicious. That still gets me every time.
Well, it still gets me because you thick. That's why, Jarrell. That's why you like it.
Right, exactly. Because I am. Literally, that part at the end of the song gets me every single time. I'll be like, oh, she was ready.
She had a bar on both albums. She said the bootylicious part, and then on Destiny Fulfilled, nobody realized she said hit me. I was like, how is that viral right now?
Yeah,
how do people not know that?
That's the side. That is, and when you talk about, when I talk about how on Journey to Freedom, my little tribute to Ron Isley, that hit me was in tribute to James Brown, because he was always hit me.
Okay. And gospel medley too. Medley is like my favorite. Let me tell you.
And happy face. Happy. Like, we played that when we was in Palm Springs, remember, Jarrell?
Yeah, we sure did.
The gospel, I want to say this up as well, because believe it or not, Beyonce's mom, Miss Tina, did not play when it came to our spiritual growth on the road.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She did not mind making sure we had Bible study, prayer, that we'd go to somebody's church on a Sunday. You know, the other night, it was a Saturday night, and she was joking. We were headed out, and Miss Tina, she told me, well, because it's in church girl, but she said, all right, you know, you got church in the morning. And so we both cracked up because it was a Saturday night, and I personally had plans to go to church the next morning. So it was just like, to this day.
She be making sure.
Yeah.
You have to have that, honestly.
So when you think of the gospel medley, I'm quite sure that Miss Tina always had something to do with a gospel song being on Destiny's Child album.
I remember the moment that I realized on some on Destiny Fulfilled, Through with is it Through with Love?
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end, it was like, finally found it in God. I was like, for the whole time, I thought it was all about a man. And when I tell you I was delivered, I said, oh, I don't need a man. I got it. God. I got God. And
yourself.
And I discovered this 8 years later after a bad breakup. And so when I tell you that song still came in on time, I was like, this whole time I've been listening to this song, talking about it's leading me to the next. I said, come on.
Wow.
Wow. That's right.
Wow.
I know that's right.
Well, I mean, the basis of the song was, I mean, a young, a girl loses herself. Now that I know what the word narcissist means, it's like, ooh, it kind of sounds like that was a narcissist, and that song, controlling, keeping you away from the people that love you and whatnot. And so it's amazing what a breakup or heartbreak or some type of loss will draw you to.
That's a true statement.
Yeah,
that is a true statement. What song do you listen back to, either yours or the group, that you're like, ooh, we was singing right there? Like, you're like, oh, hold on, I forgot we was singing.
That Free and If medley on the Destiny Fund.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all was singing. Y'all was singing. You right.
I could rock that all night. That would be my favorite part, because I was like, it gives people just a chance to hear us sing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do a little two-step, and that was it. So it reminded me of church. We would just go from side to side and do a little sway, and we would sing our faces off.
Yeah.
And so that's what it reminded me of.
Okay.
I also got to mention, though, too, the Christmas album. Still in rotation. Still in rotation. Let me tell you. Right now,
and that was going to be one of the questions here.
Snap. Oh, we got albums. I forgot about that.
And I want you to do, I think your tone of voice would be so dope to do a standards Christmas album.
Yes.
Like, I'm so waiting
that would be amazing.
You know what? I've actually had a vision of me doing Christmas standards with an orchestra.
Say less.
Period.
We're ready.
We're ready. Billie Holiday-esque.
We are ready to receive.
Yeah.
Ready.
Billie Holiday-esque. Red dress,
Yeah.
honey. That waist is snatched in, and then it kind of fishtails out. That's been a vision.
I would love to see that.
That's been a vision.
I'm here for it.
Let me find out.
Invite us to the recorder. I'm gonna have a whole Holy Ghost moment.
And we're doing an album review too. And we're gonna come on back. Yes.
If absolutely. Not an album, definitely a night with the orchestra.
That would be fire.
Oh God, that would be incredible.
And maybe I could record it, knock it out.
Yeah, knock it out. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. The Super Bowl moment or the Coachella moment?
Ooh. Super Bowl moment or Coachella moment? Daggone, they were both
fire.
Amazing. I can't pick. Y'all got to pick.
I can't pick. The only way I would say Coachella is because Lose My Breath, the way y'all walk down the street and then y'all did that thing again down the Coachella. I'm like, that's my favorite Destiny Child moment. Because y'all was walking. You hear me?
I'm like, we need to ensure that walk for like
y'all was walking.
Millions.
Absolutely. Actually, in our group, we like to walk in the bars like that. We'd be in the middle of the bar. We would separate the crowd and we would just
like that.
I know that's right.
It's a wrap.
I know that's right. And tip.
Ooh, I know that's
I'm here for it. That's actually a hard question.
That is a hard question.
Well, I want to know what the community's gonna say.
I know, right?
I think I would say Coachella too.
Yeah.
Just the energy, it's just so electric.
Yeah.
We're like, because like the room was like, "Ooh, Destiny's Child might be coming back. Destiny's Child might be coming." And then you hear da 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 da, and I was like, "Oh stop!" I thought I was 16 again. I'm not lying. The 16-year-old came out.
We have to go and watch that because, of course, because we're on the stage, we don't know the feeling that the audience is having.
That silhouette. The Charlie's Angels silhouette
was everything.
There's a certain it's gonna be boohoo, because there's certain moments, and I don't know if you guys truly realize, especially for gay black men.
Absolutely. Oh damn, you can make me boohoo.
Right? I know it's gonna make me
the
boohoo
one
right now.
I got a feeling he's like, oh my gosh,
because I'm always the boohooer. But y'all, like, I was 16, like, I was in high school trying to deal with myself, dealing with being the pastor's kid, so not trying to be a disappointment and all this stuff. And to see you three, especially still to have like the gospel melodies and things like that, because that was like my way to be like, see, Mom, they got the gospel music on here too, you know? And, but like, I don't even know how to articulate it, even to this day, like the excitement and the feeling seen. And even though you guys weren't gay and black men, like, I felt seen somehow. And so to see you guys come up on the stage, this was what, like 4 years ago. So here I was, like 34 years old, grown ass man, paying bills and a mortgage, still having that 16-year-old kid inside me still feel seen, and to see how far I've come. And so how free I feel now to live. It's just hard to articulate. Like,
well, imagine the
weak.
freedom. Now you don't have to ask for permission.
I don't, right? And that's probably what it is. And
because we don't ask for permission.
Yeah, right.
You get out on that stage. You don't ask for permission. You go and you do what you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. Yeah. I have to co-sign that, Corel, because now that I think about it as well, like, I think about my childhood, and I think like a lot of the music y'all put out were moments where, as a child, I got to feel like my most authentic self.
Right.
Like a queer black young boy who was still having to figure out my identity as a child, but listening to the music helped. I think that's another reason why I just love music in general, because I felt that it has always allowed me to tap into my emotions, which the aunties would tell you, I don't got many. I don't got many emotions.
Really?
She got about 7 now. She got about 7.
I'm a very logical black and white person. I'm like,
okay.
But I've been learning to tap into said emotions. But as a kid, I remember
feeling your feelings.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, because being the oldest and then being a black boy, you're like, that's too gay. Don't do that, you know. So I was really conditioned as a child not to feel my feelings, you know.
Ooh.
But music was the one time where I felt it was okay, and I didn't care about feeling my feelings.
Yeah, and maybe it was even like the fabulosity that you guys had, because like there's like, because we preach a lot about showing a fuller spectrum of who we are, whether you're whatever this quote unquote masculinity part of yourself or this femininity, and wherever you lie in the middle. And I think there was moments of seeing you guys out there. So that's why the lose my breath walk, I probably wanted to walk like that.
Yeah.
And didn't, because I knew the wrath that was gonna come. So there's just moments like that. There's just still like this inner child of me that probably still needs some work. There's always gonna need some work. That it still just resonates a lot with me. So to see y'all come up like, hey, I'm like, thank you.
So, you know, I think to the inner child statement, I think we could be in our 80s and 90s realizing there's still that inner child. There's still something that needs a little bit of healing. So I told someone today, I think I heard Denzel Washington say it, the healing is a process, but as long as you're making progress and not worried about perfection.
I literally just watched that yesterday.
You did the one, so it's almost like, don't you agree, where I feel like we gotta be 100 years old, but something's gonna trigger that inner child in us. That's like, ooh, that's tender.
Say my name.
Hey,
that Timberland remix.
And then he's gonna be like, babe, give me that eucalyptus rub.
Right after.
My spine hurts. You know?
You're right on it. Ooh.
But I think.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but I think that this just shines a light on the importance of like allyship altogether. You know, you don't have to be a part of a community to support other people. And you had mentioned this notion of like just love, like how can we just demonstrate more unconditional just showing of love for one another? And the fact that you're here, that you found our podcast, that something, you know, between us resonated enough for you to interact and agree to come on and share a little bit more about who Michelle is and what you're all about with our community. You know, it just means so much to us personally, but also I think about all the people that are listening to this podcast and will listen to it for how many years it'll be out there. And knowing that we're touching souls with this conversation.
Absolutely. Gosh, how should I say this? Because I grew up in church. Y'all obviously know my love for gospel music, but some of the most pure love and acceptance that I've received has come from the LGBTQ plus. Am I saying it right?
Right. Close enough.
Yes.
There's a lot of letters.
Yeah.
I will never forget.
Yeah.
I will never forget at one time, you know, promoting my dance album. And
which is fire, by the way.
It is.
Thank you. This was 2008. And it almost.
She had the asymmetrical bot. Sorry.
And by the way, one of our listeners, one of our really good friends, Jarrell Owens. Hey, girl. Hey. She wanted to find out when you will be coming out with another dance record because, honey, delayed it.
Y'all be
even if it's like a dance, even if it's like a dance gospel like album, like no one's done that. Like that
a dance gospel.
Yes, would be fire.
We'll see. We will see about that. But I can only. You shouldn't wait for someone to give you love before you reciprocate it. But it's just the love that y'all have given me for 22 years.
Yeah. It's gonna be 22 more.
I wouldn't dare act. I wouldn't dare. I would not dare act like the support of all the genres of music that I've done, including with Destiny's Child, that y'all weren't there. And a part of it. I wouldn't dare.
We received that.
Yeah. I told y'all already. Vessels of light and love. That's y'all's mission. That's what y'all are. With some laughter, okay? A few read downs.
And some hand claps.
Right.
Okay. Favorite Monica song? Since she sang backup for Monica, what was your favorite Monica song?
Angel of Mine.
Yeah, I can hear you singing that song.
Angel of Mine. Yeah. Angel of Mine. I would walk around singing that song before I even thought I'd get a phone call to sing background for her. And that was in 1999 that I was a vocalist for Monica.
Yeah. Clark Sisters or Mary Mary?
You tried it now.
Right, I know. I know.
But I believe I can speak for Erica and Tina. They will probably say there wouldn't be no Mary Mary if no Clark Sisters.
1000%.
So the Clark Sisters, they're all of our aunties.
Period.
Pave the way.
Period. Here shows you how like strict my parents were for even gospel music to see how far Corella has come in life. They thought the Clark Sisters for the longest was like too secular. So I had to almost sneak and listen to the Clark Sisters at time. The only one that they let me, like the first memory of music in my life is Clark Sisters, You Brought the Sunshine. So that's why I played it like when I got married. My mom and I's dance was the Clark Sisters. For literally the first memory of music. But I remember there's certain albums, we'd go to the Christian bookstore, and that's when you could listen to the tape cassettes in the Christian bookstore, family bookstore, and I'd be sneaking and listening to the Clark Sisters.
In the contemporary section.
Right, in the contemporary gospel section. And my mom would not let me buy it because she thought it was too secular sounding. And we had to go with more like the I don't even remember, like the Jane Clevelands and the Dottie Peoples of the world. Yeah.
Isn't that something that Andre Crouch and Walter Hawkins and the Clark Sisters were considered too secular?
And don't say the whinings.
The wine, all the
my mom used to whinings. Mom, I'm sorry that I'm telling on you. She listens to the podcast now, by the way. But she'd be like, ooh, that don't even say God in it.
What What is she saying now?
But I don't know. She dope. And she's come such a long way, and that's like a whole nother conversation for another day. But yeah, I'll never forget. And I'm telling this now. I'm like, oh, remember you wouldn't even let me listen to like the Clark sisters or nothing. And I used to like try to sneak in. So that's why even like a Destiny's Child again, I would sneak in the albums because I'm like, oh, let me listen to these harmonies in here too. Okay.
Harmony, yeah, and be like you said, Mama, I'm gonna just listen to the gospel.
Just the gospel medley. Yeah. See, they got a gospel medley, Ma.
My mother wasn't really a fan of R&B and pop music back in the day. We could only really listen to gospel music, but I was like, but Dad got all this R&B and pop. He had heavy metal in the basement in these milk crates of albums. And it's like, but my daddy did say, he said, don't let your mama fool you. So I said, maybe she's the
don't let your mama fool you.
Maybe she's the church girl.
Ooh. Go ahead, Mama, don't hurt nobody. Hey. You can be my daddy if I want to.
Rest in peace. My dad has went on to be with Jesus in 2020, but I will never forget. He was like, don't let your mama fool you.
Ooh, I know that. Ooh, she was telling your mama. Okay, we'll do like two more. Let's see here. Grilled cheese or grilled P&J?
Oh, grilled cheese.
Okay.
But regular peanut butter and jelly.
Regular peanut butter.
Yeah, I don't like the grilled peanut butter and jelly either.
But it's something about that peanut butter when it melts on that toasted bread, though. It's not giving. No. Okay.
Oh, see, I like doing a toaster. Let it pop up. Peanut butter on the bottom when it's a little warm. Put a little bit of jelly on top. Honey.
Nope. I'm not trying to tear this roof up.
So he's okay. So he doesn't like truffle or okay.
Right. It's like right. Let's see here. Favorite song to sing with the ladies and hardest song to sing live.
Favorite song to sing with the ladies. I think I did that tag on Say My Name. The Say My Name, say my.
Yeah.
You talking about Twinkie, the Clark sisters.
That is a Clark
That
sisters
was an
moment.
Clark sisters, actually. Hardest song to sing live? With the girls or just
or your songs.
Ooh.
Where you're like, I know this is coming up in a set. Let me get my breath right. Let me whatever.
Well, I don't do my own stuff anymore like that musically. So I would have to really draw back to see what was. I'm a Broadway girl. You got to see live on Broadway.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Nothing should be hard.
And nothing is.
Right.
I know that's right. Professional.
There ain't no backing tracks. There is none of that. That is live, and you are dancing and singing at the same time on theater. So I think that's a great conditioning for artists. Yep.
I'm trying to think of a good last one here. The NBA All-Star Game National Anthem or the NFL Kickoff National Anthem?
NFL Kickoff National Anthem. Who did
the one you just did like last year?
Apparently not that one.
Right. She said the NBA.
Like, did we do the NFL kickoff? Oh, I did.
Look, she said she gave that line. This is my hobby, and this pays the bills.
I said, who said that?
And I really should be ashamed of myself. Because I was like, oh my gosh, I'll do singing engagements if there's something meaningful like that. So, gosh darn it. Ooh.
We'll just say both. We won't get you in trouble.
Come on, Wayman.
Wait a minute. Wow, that was a good one.
That's funny. And by the way, Nuclear is an underrated Destiny's Child song.
Oh,
probably in my top five. Probably in my top five
Nuclear. I love Nuclear.
And nobody plays it.
Sure.
I play it probably once a month.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good song.
Right?
Okay.
Well, Michelle, I don't even know how to say thank you. Like, all I can say is just thank you, because there's not enough language that I have in my being to feel seen by you. Like, it means a lot. Oh, see, nope, I can't do it. I'm not trying to boo-hoo today, Jesus.
No.
Talk about a surprise. Talk about I don't know how I'm gonna be able to leave this computer and focus on anything. I had plans on working for 2 more hours after.
Not today.
After we got done.
Not today.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Go treat yourself.
I'm about to be in these streets and be like, hey, who gonna check me, boo? Like, let me tell you.
Go and treat yourself. Go and treat yourself. I feel so endeared to y'all. I don't know why, but I just do. And just as I say on the end of my podcast, like, I pray that y'all know how much you are loved individually.
Oh, wow.
We receive it. We receive it.
Honestly.
100%.
Honestly.
Okay. All right.
And we so appreciate you.
Love.
Oh, and one last parting gift. I hope Act 3 is a Destiny's Child moment called like Resurgence or Revival or we back or something. Act 3, the three of y'all. Blink if you're in danger.
I'm not blinking if you're in danger.
She said, you're not going to get the injunction happening.
Not that I've been doing this for 22 years.
Honey.
Good try.
Right. So that is my prayer for you.
Oh, God.
Is that Act 3
God bless.
three of y'all.
God bless.
But no,
bless.
honestly, thank you. And community, we always end every episode with this. Wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your ass, and your ass, please.
Yes.
And we will see you next week. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.
Ooh, got me sweating.
Can we scream?
That
Isn't that
was
crazy?
What?
amazing.
My God.
Who are we? What is the life that we're living? What
What?
on to this place and this happening
What is
right
life? What is life?
now? Woo.
I'm a boohoo when I get off this call. Y'all just don't
I
know.
am.
Like it's
I
like
am. That's where I'm trying to get out because I need to just go. I got stuff in me
Let
that
it
needs
out.
to come out. Yes.
Yes.
It is
like
just.
it's like bubbling and doubling.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay, let's do it.
I just love me some y'all. I cannot believe y'all kept that a secret.
Yeah, because we knew you were gonna have some reaction.
Yeah.
Like, out of all of us, we knew there was gonna be some visual reaction.
I have to watch that because I don't even know what the fuck I look like. I was just like,
Exactly. That's exactly. You were like you were like confused for a second. You're like, what is going on? Who is that?